Was anybody able to find the lap method on Steam? I've never done this before, so I don't know if that's even what's searchable or anything. Try putting spaces in there or something? I mean, yeah, if somebody... I forget if it's the lap method with spaces or the lap method nothing. I did this at like 2 in the morning one night and downloaded or bought, excuse me, whatever that fucking game is that I said. What the hell was that? Arkham Origins. Man, what a rough existence. You're banging the hottest woman in the universe, and then this guy. He's just like... But I mean, that's a cool part of the story too. Like, you have to wonder, would shit unfold quite the way it's unfolding had Kratos not done anything? You know, the first game is like, oh, Ares is being kind of a dick and the gods don't like it, so let's fix that. And then Zeus came to power and started being a cock. And then it caused all this stuff to unfold. God damn it. Now we're back to learning these spacings. Oh, cool, guys. So if I'm on Steam ever, I'll be sure to check that out. Jeez. Okay, wow. I did really good against these guys before. What the fuck? There we go. I just want to counter. It's really hard to place that hammer jab move. Because for the Golden Fleece to work, you have to be blocking as soon as you're hit. It's just a little harder for me to see when he's going to do the jab as opposed to a hammer swing. Ow. Of course, if you get hit by one, you're stunned long enough to get hit by the other. Oh, good! He exploded into puppies. And not the good kind. Man, I would kill all my enemies if they just exploded into puppies. Wow. Dick move. There you go, the lap method. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the I had to make a custom URL that I just called the lap method. Snag that shit. Because because my name, the lap method on there, apparently is not unique to me. Is that right? Anyone can use the names. Like my username is unique. The thing that I sign in with, but the name, the searchable name, I guess anyone can have, which is kind of really stupid, but sure, why not? Look at him, I'm just gonna put up my arm. I'm fine with my invincibility arm. Wow, that's got reach. Just burped a little. Why is this giving me so much trouble? I've fought 2 of these guys before. With the same exact blades, by the way, because I remember I had to keep upgrading them. So let's just pick on the one. God damn it. There's like no indication that these guys are getting hurt or anything. They're just gigantic. Oh, fuck off. I was blogging. Why? I was just demonstrating how awesome the block is. You just hold up your arm and everything's fine. Just like in real life. I'm kind of reluctant to do this because he explodes into puppies. But I can pick up the puppies. And get mauled by them. Awesome. I never said I just got Steam. In fact, I mentioned that I only ever had one, I got Steam because... Actually, no, I got Steam because of Portal 2. And I wanted to play online with Voice of Dog. And that was a very innovative, cool, cross-platform thing. And it just kind of forced a Steam name onto me. I mentioned that before. You're telling me you're not watching every minute of every stream and studying them meticulously to know everything about my life? But yeah, so I just like got shamed into a Steam name because of Portal 2. And then they were giving away Portal for free one day. Like, oh, here's the first Portal. Here, take it. So I was like, okay, sweet. And so, yeah. God, just pick up the damn dog. I need them to throw at enemies. Fuck's sake, why? The grab is not good in this. And, okay, Portal, which one's better? Portal 1 or 2? Off the top of my head, if I had to give a flash answer to that, I would probably say Portal 2. And I know some people are probably gonna be like, there are some people who are just like prequel snobs. Like, they don't even explain why. They just... I hang out with a lot of film snobs who piss me off a lot. And they just think if it's a sequel, it's automatically bad. Now, that's like 80% true. Well, that's true like 80% of the time because sequels these days are just cash grab pieces of shit. You've heard me talk a lot about, you know, my generation of video games and how sequels back then had to be good, or else a studio just wasted a bunch of money. Like, video games were a lot different back then in the way they approached marketing and shit like that. What the fuck just happened? Okay. So I know that by saying Portal 2 is better, people are going to be like, well, it's the original, and the orange box, and Half-Life, and you don't know because you don't play on Steam. It just, whatever. Portal 1 was fantastic. It broke new ground. I don't really think it was the first game to have the concept of here's a door, go to other place. Like, there's been Flash games forever where there's like a little portal and you zap over to the other place. So I'm not going to give Portal all the credit for inventing the idea of having a magic doorway open to somewhere else, because like some people seem to think it did, because that's just not true. But no, it was great. It did it in such a way, like, oh, you're being experimented on. It made the portal gun, it asked the question, like, what if this really worked in the real world, not just a cutesy little Flash game for the sake of, you know, let's solve this puzzle and go over here. You know, it was a first-person puzzle game that people haven't seen you know, and it was great. It was funny, and GLaDOS was terrifying, and just it was great. And so the true measure of a sequel, I think, is, you know, unfairly you're gonna compare it to the original. But I mean, how could you not, right? But even not comparing it to the Portal 1, I mean, Wheatley was great. But here's the thing. Yeah, the humor was great. Wheatley was great. The potato shit was funny. Like, it was all. It didn't really play a whole lot on the first game. Yes, there were throwbacks. Yes, there was Wheatley being like. And I'm sorry for spoilers if anybody, like. I'm gonna assume all you Steam playing motherfuckers have at least played Portal 1 and 2. But I apologize. But yeah, I mean, yes, there was points where Wheatley was like, "Oh my God, there she is! Go around her softly so she doesn't know." Like, there were throwbacks to the first game, but it was a decent game by itself because you could probably get away with enjoying that game fully and completely, having not played the first one. Now, I don't tend to enjoy sequels to games unless I've played the originals, just because that's the kind of person I am. This is completely disregarding the idea that, oh, well, what about the story? I'm saying absent from the story, even like Final Fantasies, which are a bad example, but like something like Final Fantasy, I wouldn't feel right playing, you know, 9, having not played 8 before, because I'm like, well, no, I didn't play the original. I wanna see how the game progressed. You know, gameplay changed. You know, I don't want to play Assassin's Creed Black Flag without having beaten 3, which I have not done yet, because I want to. You know, not just from a story standpoint, but like graphics improve, controls improve. You know, I want to see the full progression of the game as it was meant to be experienced. So, which is why I'm being such a hard ass about playing the GameCube remake of Resident Evil. I will never do that until I beat the original one. My God, it takes like 3 hits. But anyway, so Portal 2, great game just by itself. And if you think back to it, you can probably agree with me that there's really not a whole lot of that game that depends on the first game having existed. I bet they could have made Portal 2 exactly as it is, maybe changed 1 or 2 story elements, and you wouldn't have needed to know the story from 1 or anything. But, I mean, that's just off the top of my head while I'm getting my ass kicked in this game. But my favorite part of Portal 2, again, for spoilers, I don't know, cover your ears or something, I'm sorry. So Wheatley gets in the thing. He's like, "Oh, hook me into the mainframe or whatever, and I'll fix everything." And then of course he gets drunk with power, and that sucks. Sorry, I'm concentrating. But so those of you who play, you know the story. He gets drunk with power and everything. And he's like, "Wait, this feels pretty good." And then he goes into this like he was so funny the whole part of the game. Like he was like funny. That was good humor. Not like haha Wheatley comic relief character. Like just the delivery of his lines. Just I mean that is good writing, good voice acting, good humor all around. Good shit. And then he becomes terrifying in like a second, and I was like really scared. He's like, "No, people like you want to put me down," and then he slams you into the ground, into the elevator and stuff, and you're like, I was scared for a minute. But still, my favorite part is the designers of that game. They made the walls angry. Now, if you've ever taken an animation class, and I'm sure some of you have, and you follow Disney or anything. Disney Studios, Disney Animation is credited with pretty much inventing what are known as the principles of animation. Now, Disney doesn't totally brag about it out in the open a whole shitload. I mean, I'm sure they do. But The principles of animation, for those of you that have never drawn before, there are certain qualities of a animated character, like Bugs Bunny or anything. When they walk and they like do hand gestures and shit like that, one of the principles of animation is called squash and stretch. It's very important. If you ever work for Disney or anything, they make sure you know this shit. Squash and stretch is like okay, so if you stand up right now and you walk to the other side of the room or something, you're not gonna think anything of it. Your leg is gonna go one foot in front of the other or whatever. When you're an animator, you have to literally think about every piece of what your character is doing. And squash and stretch is that little extra bit of kind of, I don't know, recoil, I guess. You don't think about it because the animators are so good. You just see a character on screen, but like when their foot touches the ground, their hip is gonna kind of do like a little move because like their weight is transferring, and like they're gonna put their hands in the air in celebration, and they're gonna do some squash and stretch in that. So I'm doing a very bad job of explaining it, but from my short explanation there, you can probably guess what squash and stretch might be. Like a character that you animate is never just a rigid, stupid little thing on the screen. There's a lot more life to it. And the 12 principles of animation are what give it that life. Squash and stretch, walk cycle. I don't know what they are because I was a bad animation student. I never read the stupid thing. It was just a stupid like handout that she gave. It wasn't actually very helpful at all. So the point I'm leading up to here is if you're a Disney animator, Disney is always been credited, but not just Disney. If you want to be a good animator, you need to be able to do what I'm about to say. You have to be able to give expressions to things that aren't able to have expressions. One of our exercises that we had to do in the animation class was make a little claymation sack of flour, and it had to display these certain emotions, sadness or being dejected or whatever. And so the exercise was, how do you give expression to a thing that isn't alive? That's not easy to do. It takes a good animator who knows his shit to really, work that shit out. And it's worth learning. It's worth knowing. So back to Portal 2, there's a section of the game where Wheatley takes over the whole facility, and he's controlling everything, and at that point, even the walls get angry. He's looking around, and then he snaps back to you, and then the walls like glow this little like red dot, and they're like the walls are staring at you. Like the walls aren't fucking alive, but Wheatley's pissed, and he just and then to make like the entire room that you're inside of like make you scared of that when 5 seconds earlier it was just white walls and whatever room. That is good storytelling. I think that is good animation. That is absolutely deserving of all the credit that the Portal series has been getting, and for that reason, albeit a small reason, I think Portal 2 is better, because they wanted to push the envelope from the first game. First game was just kind of puzzles, haha, whatever. And then the second game, they really let loose. And for little things like that are why I like Portal 2 better. Hey, Super Tromico. Sup? So there's all the souls that I just freed. They're stupidly still hanging out in Hades, but, that's what they want to do, I guess. I gave you your freedom, and you just stay here. I don't even know if I'm going the right way, by the way. Okay, so there's the Pandora statue. Oh, good, right, because I have the soul of an Olympian. Of a god. I have the soul of a god. So I can do that. I'm probably going to encounter, like, 1,000 enemies on the way. Okay, so far no enemies. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a stupid, archers. I couldn't think of the word just then. Bitch. We are gonna save. many times did I die on Poseidon? Like, somewhat. Actually, you know what? It was only 13. I remember the number 13. Which, come to think of it, is not actually that many, I guess. Was it 13? Somebody said... I remember the number 13 for some reason. Afraid of what change? Are you talking about my sequel rant? Do the move. I hate archers. Except Merida, she's cool. No. I hate archers who are pissed at me. Oh, right, no, this is where I initially came up in the first place. And there were these secrets down here. I already got those secrets. Good. Good. Just making sure. So now, where am I going?
Remember your purpose, Kratos. The twilight is upon us. His death is our only hope.
Understand this, Athena. Zeus will die.
I know, he's like, Athena, I don't really need your encouragement or anything. I'm gonna do this. That was the plan all along. So you can just chillax. I got this. This is an Elysium. No. Helios! Or no, I'm sorry. I keep saying Helios. I don't know why. City of Olympia. It's either Apollo or Helios. And I don't know if I'm screwing that up. I know some of you are probably thinking, it's obviously Apollo. Because, yeah, Apollo rides the chariot and shit. I'm just trying to remember the deal with Helios. Hey there, fingers.
You live, Spartan. The blood of Kronos serves you well. Quickly, you must help me.
Help you.
Yes,
Oh,
quickly.
he's pissed.
I suffer greatly. I tried to return to battle, but
Without me.
you knew I had no choice. You must help me.
Help you? I think there's a Valley Girl moment hidden somewhere in there. He's pissed at everyone.
Kratos, do I mean nothing to you?
You were a means to an end, Gaia. Nothing more.
Oh, sound familiar, bitch?
I must face Zeus. The Titans must take down Olympus.
No! This is my war, not yours.
You kind of made. I mean, to be fair, Kratos, you kind of brought them into it. Because you were like, I can't do this, so let's go into my time. So a little bit of... I could see where people don't like the Kratos character there. Like, I get why he's pissed. I'd kill Gaia too, when she was just like, you were a pawn, fuck you, I don't care about you anymore. Now she's trying to be like, wait, you don't care about me? Why? Oh, right. You can do a weapon change via an attack. This move here. So that's cool. But, I mean, for him to be all like, this is my war, not yours. Like, you brought the Titans in because you were having trouble. Why are you... I don't know. I speak Latin. I could have checked this before. I already checked all this. Although, is this a wall I can go down? No. Hinta, hinta, hinta. Just to even think to attempt to lift a Titan's hand. Like, come on. Just to even think it's possible is badass enough. And then to actually do it. Oh, man, the claws of Hades are cool, guys. What can I say? They make a cool noise. But it's the same fucking weapon. Sorry. Same shit. Destroy the enemies that stand in your way. Wow, okay. Thanks.